Is this thing on?
No.
Cool! Oh!
Then we have the microphones, please.
1 minute.
Just
Now
yell.
look at Mark.
Just yell.
Look at Mark.
He's shining.
Mark.
Yeah!
Alright, well, we're dark and there's no microphones.
Yeah.
Thank you for not leaving immediately to the bar. Scott?
Yes, me.
I appreciate your time. Give me the microphone.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Goddamn, what'd you pay for this?
You know, the nice thing about what we paid for this, though, is that we thought we would lose money, and enough people came that we did not lose any money. Thank you.
Who has a question without a microphone?
There's a
Alright.
hand.
You guys said earlier that this one was a little different than other films that you had made before. Was that the original intention, or did it just kind of evolve as you guys started talking about what you wanted to do?
Every time Scott and I have ever made a film, we've tried to make a horror film and failed miserably. It just becomes art house and what we do.
Right.
Not on purpose, that's just how it goes. So yeah, no, this was supposed to be a horror film.
Yeah.
Just like Harvest Lake, just like Funface, like, yeah, but.
But we kind of learned that the movie starts taking on an identity of its own once you start shooting it, and also when you start editing it. There was a whole other ending to this movie, a whole other 15-minute ending that'll be on the Blu-ray we have available in a few months. And it just didn't work for us, so we just listened to the movie while we're working on it, and a lot of times they change, kind of dramatically, in tone and even in content.
Yeah.
But we like working that way, because it keeps the movie alive, and it doesn't, I don't know,
It's respect to the movie.
something.
The thing I love about Scott, he doesn't have an ego, you know, like, it's all about what the film is telling you to do. And,
This is more true of him than of me, actually.
well, both of us.
Yeah, no ego. Like,
you
we
know.
would sit and vet the titles of things, who would do the casting of things.
Yeah.
You would not believe how many hours, days, overnights in all-night cafes where we would, other people would give up.
Try your
We
mic.
just vet decisions and we don't take it personally. If he disagrees with me, I just argue with him until he either convinces me I'm wrong or he agrees with what I was thinking, and vice versa. It's a strange way of working, and it's hard to find somebody to work with without ego like that.
I should have put makeup on.
You're pretty, Brian. I think there's someone in the aisle there that's
So
next.
I want to ask, first of all, I want to say that like, the art scenes where you, so many times in that movie took the place to like, just make things beautifully artistically, were magnificent. I mean, they were
Thank you.
amazing. So my question is like, when you're trying to balance out like making a plot and having dialogue and having personal stuff versus like putting in the incredible art stuff, like, do you think about that? Do you ration it? Is there it's gotta be a thing, right? Because to me, they seem like a little bit different. Like, you're in like a dialogue movie where you know these people, you're all in, it's one thing. But like, you're doing art shots, it's different. In this movie, I don't know, everything's very artfully done. So, like, y'all think about that when you're trying to like set up the connection?
We like pretty things, and all of our stuff, we really try to distinguish them by having some nice top aesthetics involved. And a lot of times, we don't realize that the story can be told through the style by itself. So we will write more, and there's like 30 minutes of this movie that we chopped out that was telling you what was going on, because the colors and the facial expressions and the music ended up conveying those things, so we cut them out. So it's listening to the movie again, because you don't know what comes across until you actually see it, and maybe watch it with an audience too.
The movie is bigger than all of us. Like every time, it's how I try to approach it, and Scott as well, and Ellie as well. Like it's just, you have to give respect to the nature of the artistic process of what it goes through to make a film. You make a film 3 times. You write it, you shoot it, you edit it, and it's different. And some people try to force it, and I feel like we've given into that of the opposite.
You get hemorrhoids when you force it.
Yeah, like, just like let it go, man. Just like what's the movie want? What does the movie want to say? And you have to let the movie be bigger than yourself. Yeah. Go ahead, Dimitri.
Yes. Were there any films that inspired you to make this one, or that you kind of looked towards as a Bible, or lookbook, even?
I thought you meant the Holy Bible at first.
Yeah, Mark 3:16. Wait, no.
We talked a little bit about
We
David
talked
Lynch.
David Lynch, Possession, like one of my favorite horror films ever, and like we tried to. That was inspiring of towards the beginning of the 3rd act, I would say, when they come out of the cave, and Alice, who played the muse, has that part where it's just like the gush scene, as we called it, and but yeah, that's about it. And from my perspective, I don't know about you, Scott.
No, that's about right. We try not to imitate anything.
No, just
too much,
yeah,
but it comes across whether we want to or not. We're the product of everything we've seen.
yeah.
You can't
We all are.
really.
Go ahead, please.
For each of you separately, alone in a cabin with a typewriter, does that make writing harder or easier?
I've never done it, but like it has to be harder and easier from my perspective, my opinion. Like because like Owen, the publisher, says on the phone, he's like, computers are such a distraction, and they are. Like our phones, like writing is the hardest thing in the world I've ever personally done, because you're literally conjuring something from nothing, and that's insane.
Yeah, the hardest part for me is just thinking, like in your car, in the shower, when you're in bed at night. That's the hard part of writing. I don't usually sit down at a computer until I actually know what I'm going to write, and then it comes out pretty quickly, actually. So writers, that's not what they do. They don't sit there and type. Most of their job is when they're staring off into space thinking about things, I think. But I would never use a typewriter again. Fuck no. No nostalgia there.
I think when I write anything, it's at work, and when I write anything good, I have smoked weed. So that's my short answer.
Anything else?
Anything else?
Someone's pointing.
All right.
There's one.
Oh,
Hi. Who did your poster?
Eric Wilson. He did the poster for our first Harvest Lake poster, and what else? Did he do another one? I don't know if he did or not, but yeah, Eric Wilson. He's from California. He's fucking cool. He's awesome, and the style of his style, we felt like fit with the film, because this is probably the closest film we've done, in my opinion, that's relatable to Harvest Lake, another film we did a few years ago. So we wanted him, and we reached out, and we had a good back and forth, and yeah, he's a great artist. Fuck AI.
Hey, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are you my friend, Brian?
J-Bay, we're more than friends.
Allison!
Brian, who did help you with the sound? 'Cause it's like
Scott did the 5.1 track audio, which we screened here tonight, where you could hear it just like, I love I call it the Lost Boys scene, where after the thunderstorm, where like the muse is walking through and the lights are behind her and it's all electrical noises and it just bounces around the room. I love that shit. That's all Scott, man. Joey did the on set recording audio. But yeah, the 5.1 track, the bounce around the room, that was Scott.
Allison has
ahead.
a question.
Oh, who else?
Allison,
Do you have any advice about working with cats?
it sucks.
So that cat is our cat, Poncho.
He's 15 and a half years old. He's skittish. He wanted to hide.
And he was slated for 1 day of filming. It turned into 2.
That cat cost us 2 days of filming.
Yeah. Don't do it, I guess would be my
Yeah, no.
advice.
Kids and animals, bad, bad, bad.
Oh, John's pointing at someone. These lights are bright. I can't see who you're pointing at. Alright, sorry, go ahead.
Alright.
So I thought it'd be fun to hear like your favorite 2 or 3 scenes, each of you from the movie. Like, what's your favorite 2 or 3? Each of y'all.
I got one. My favorite scene is a slow push-in on her after the muse spills the milk. And she talks about how did you know I lost my baby? And man, that is beauty to me. Like, that is, I hope she wins awards for that because she's so good in that scene. So good.
What's your favorite? At least 2.
I like the one that you mentioned earlier when the electricity's around and the girls are touching each other for the first time. I like scenes without dialogue a lot. Ellie, what's your favorite?
I feel like you know that already. It's the argument scene with Jason.
Oh,
where
the argument,
I
'cause you
just,
got to act.
I just like to act, yeah. So I got to cry and yell.
Yeah.
I like to have emotions on screen, so yeah,
Yeah.
that was my favorite.
There's a lot more though. Than that too.
Go for it.
Okay, was the first sexual encounter after you spoke of the miscarriage? Was that the first official time? Everything else was a dream?
Her vision,
Or a vision? Yeah.
/ why was she throwing up cat milk?
Yes. Why was she?
The first question, I don't know if we really have an answer to. We like to keep things ambiguous as to whether or not something is real or imagined. I tend to just say it's all real. And as far as the liquid, what we're trying to convey there is that the muse has a dark, sinister aim, and she actually does legitimately start to fall in love with Ellie. And when she even thinks about straying from her dark, sinister aim, it makes her sick, physically ill inside. So she gushes. And when we shot that, she gushed a whole lot more. It was comical. Like, it was Old Faithful.
Did
you have one too?
What is the significance of the blue and red flashing lights on the typewriter throughout the visions?
That's the bisexual colors.
Yay!
Happy Pride Month.
I'm gay and Brian dresses gay. I feel like we're part of it.
Right.
When can we expect the next one?
I don't know. I think it's gonna come sooner than later, I think, because we've been talking, and I think we're gonna make it work. I wish we could tell you about it tonight, but as soon as you start,
so good.
like, I'm so fucking excited about the next one, because if I just told you the title, you'd shit your pants. But we're gonna make you wait, and we're just gonna say it is the complete opposite of this movie in every way. More like Space Babes from Outer Space, but even more than that.
It's sillier.
I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and these guys have like built on the idea this weekend to make it something that just demands to be made. So I hope we can talk about it once we know for absolute certain it's gonna happen. But this early, things are fragile. You don't wanna risk anything.
Won't run out of mushrooms.
The next one will be good on mushrooms, man. It'll be good without mushrooms too. But thanks for asking. Anybody else have any questions? We don't want to keep everyone too long.
Joey Meyerhoff.
Yeah, what kind of stuff can we expect to see on the Blu-ray and the physical copies?
The alternate 15-minute ending is on there. Alice's Muse character becomes a demon, but we made the mistake of shooting it in broad daylight, and the makeup didn't quite look compelling enough in that scene, and we had to shoot it so quickly that we had to compromise a lot of things. It didn't quite cut together as well as we wanted. So that whole dreamy ending with the typewriters and the montage and the swelling music, that was us saving the movie that didn't have a climax. And we felt bad because the bitch even ate a Nightcrawler. Remember? Alice like comes up from the other side of the desk, picks up a Nightcrawler and eats it. She does that for fun though. It's not like we were twisting her arm. She's a groovy kind of gal, if you know what I mean. And a commentary with the cast and a trailer. And the 5.1 in stereo options and English subtitles. That's it. Is that special enough for you? Any others?
Doesn't have to. You gotta have a question.
Okay. Having now watched it with a crowd this size, is there anything that hit differently than you thought it might?
I thought a lot more people would be asleep or walk out, but I always think that.
My brain was scrambled the entire time just thinking about how many people were watching it right now. So.
Stacy has a question.
Stacy?
Thanks, Jimmy. No, I just have a comment. I have 2 comments, if that's okay.
I guess.
Oh, sure. Oh my God, so fabulous. I'm just like, I adore you. I mean, I just think that you in this, amazing. You went from like, I know you're hiding behind Scott now, but you just went from like demure to like confident to like all these different places. Congrats on that. That's like your range of acting, kudos. Hands down. 100%. You guys, Scott, Brian, you guys know I'm gonna take you to task for 5 seconds. Y'all came up here earlier and y'all were like, oh, it's so different than what we're doing and blah, blah, blah. Great, fabulous. But this could maybe be a transitionary, I don't know. But this is a very mature picture and I love it. And thank you guys for bringing up all of these themes that are really important. You guys, this is a really like intense movie. I'm sorry. I just think it is. And I think it's very female centric. Thank you for doing that because that's like a topic that never gets discussed. I love you both for doing this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stacy. We love you. Thank you. All right, so we're good? Anybody? Richie.
After that, we got Richie.
Where's my 10mm socket at?
I hate you.
It's in the mailbox.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Independent cinema, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Where's she up on?